Hello, welcome to another track guide. This week it is Misano. I apologise with how long it's been since I last did my track guides and stuff. I've been incredibly busy, and to top it off, when I started to get some free time back to practice Misano and get a lap and guide out, I got really sick over the weekend, so it's been really delayed until now. But I'm here, I'm going to do it. I've done the lap already. It was a 132.472, I believe, and yeah, we're going to analyze it, break it down, hopefully enough so that you can get better yourself at Misano and stuff. So yeah, let's uh, let's get into it. In terms of the pit, I'll do the pit afterwards, but we're going to get ourselves ready for the lap. Just a quick one here actually. If you screw up your previous lap or whatever, you can just take a big run off here. Like your track limits are like here on your actual lap, but if you go over here and just keep it pinned and run out, you're not gonna. It doesn't come up. Where it says like next lap invalid. It doesn't do that. So just feel free to just absolutely send it. So for the whole of sector one, it's a bit of a nightmare really because the car is just you're on a constant slide going from left to right and then right to left. It's a bit of a nightmare. But when we get ourselves as far over as possible, like your track limits is like this with your right wheels. So you're never gonna break track limits. But we're gonna brake just before that 50 board and then get ourselves turned in. So there's the 50 board. I'm already applying the brakes. So don't wait to the 50, because otherwise you're gonna just wash out there and it's gonna be horrible. So start turning in as well. As you can see, I'm already beginning to turn in uh, from the 50, and then get yourself over these curbs. Again, track limits is here, so get your left wheel going almost like a straight line over that, and then a little squirt of throttle there. Bring it over to the right, and then we're going to go left. So I'll just play that again. Go right, now left. And again, track limits, same thing. Track limits on this bit of the curb here with your right wheel. Get yourself over these curbs, because the car can handle it. And then get your throttle out. Give it a little bit of left there. So a little bit of left. So a little bit left and then go right. Rather than try and hug it, if you try and hug it completely, you're going to wash out. When you get to around here, you're gonna push out to the left hand side, and you're gonna lose time, and you might actually invalidate. So we'll go left, now right, take it over, bring it down for what's going to be probably one of the trickiest parts of the lap. To be fair, what it kind of makes or breaks your lap so early on. But we're gonna start with that's our breaking point there. So where this square here meets the curb, that's going to be our breaking point. So we're going to get on the brakes and then get ourselves turned in. Again, track limits. Be careful not to go too far over on this left hand side, because you can invalidate here. But yeah, track limits here with this bit of the curb, and we're going to use first for this. But the best way to get through here, I'm going to show you at full speed, and then we'll break it down. You see how I'm on a constant slide and a fight through. So the best way I can say is power on at your apex. So I've just hit the apex, I'm getting back on the power. You want to have your angle so that you're not washing out here. So if you get the rear wheels of the car onto this bit of curb, or even onto this bit of curb, you're going to spin the rear wheels up, even with TC2, because you're using first gear. Even if you're using second gear here, which I would advise to try as well, because you might find that second gear through here is easier for you to control. For me, I'm using first, but avoid getting your wheels on this curb, because if you do, it's going to spin them up, you're going to turn in on yourself, and you're going to lose all that time. So I'm there, that's as far out as I go. And then as I turn in for this bit, I'm upshifting to second early. Upshift to second. Now get yourself over to the right hand side. So as you get here, you want to be aiming to get yourself as far right as possible. If you're here, you cannot take this corner flat. So if you find yourself in this position, your next corner cannot be flat. Otherwise you're going to get a track warning. If you're in like a race scenario, for example, or you just want to set a banker lap, for example. You just want to set something that's valid that you can build on. So yeah, if you're there, you're going to have to lift or shift down to second or both. But you want to get yourself over here to this right hand side as much as you can. And then as you get to here, as you meet this curb, like this area here, you're going to turn left. So there's the left, and then you're going to upshift early into third to get yourself round. So that particular lap, because it was one of my best laps, I didn't upshift early. But if you're struggling to get the car turned in, I'd upshift early into third, and it will just help you get that turn in. So there's the turn, and then I'll just explain the track limits here as well. So your track limits, again, this inside curb here, that's your track limits. So you're gonna get yourself on. Make sure your right wheels are always on this bit of curb. If as soon as you touch that bit there and you've left this, you're going to invalidate your lap, and a lot of people invalidate their laps here. If you don't get your turn in right as well, you're going to wash out here, and your track limits again. This bit of curb here, and then this line here, that's your track limits. So if you're going past this with your left wheels this time, you're going to invalidate. And if you got your turn in wrong from the corner before, this is where you feel it. So we're coming up to the next bit. Top tip for here: do not move over too early. If you move over and you go over this line, you actually invalidate your lap. So even though you're going to move over onto this curb here, if you do it at this point, you can invalidate. So wait till you go past, then get on the curb, and then we're going to use the braking. We're going to use the 100 meter board, as our braking point. So make sure you're at 100% brake as you hit the 100. 100 at 100, nice and easy. So brake in a straight line, and we're going to sort of not square it off, but we're not going to sort of slowly turn in. We're going to square it off a little bit like this, even though it's not really a square, but I hope that makes sense. So 100 at 100, brake. Now we're going to get ourselves turned in, get your wheels inside here just a little bit, and then as you get to the apex, power out and use all of the track on the exit. Again, you can get all the way out to here, so track limits where this curb ends. Try not to wash out here, but just use the track on this exit and let the car just push itself out as much as it needs to within these track limits. Because if you try and fight it, as you fight it on the exit, your car's sort of going to do that, and the TC is going to engage, and you're going to lose time. Simple as that, really. Now get yourself back over to the left-hand side. Now this corner, again, one of the trickiest corners because it's completely flat. It's a right-hander. It's a late apex, so it's all of the things against you for a bad corner. But the way I'm going to explain it to you, so this curb here, it starts, and you can see like a little triangle start to appear. So it comes here, down like that, and then up. As your car sort of meets, I sort of draw an imaginary line from that point, and when you meet this line, that's going to be your braking point. So you can see I'm starting to get on the brake now. So by braking point, you're going to start getting on the brake when you get to there. And then full brake, and then you're not going to go all the way out here. You want to aim to sort of keep it a little bit like this, and then bring it back in onto this inside curb. If you go all the way out here, you're going to struggle to get it back onto here, as well as carrying the speed. So you'll either lose time, or you'll lose speed, you'll lose time, all of that. So don't go all the way out. You don't need to. That's all you need to go. That's as far out as you need to go. Carry on braking, bring it back in. Be careful with your brake that if you don't brake in a straight line to start with, you're not going to drag as much speed off as you need to. So see there, the steering wheel was straight, well, straight-ish. So that was enough. That's enough there to then get the car to slow down. So then now I can start trailing off the brake and then getting on the power and drive out. So we'll do it again. Getting on the brake, drag that speed off. Now bring it into this inside curb. Get yourself on that inside curb as much as possible. You're going to struggle. I mean, even I struggled here with my good lap. Ideally, I want to be a little bit further over onto the right-hand side, so you can just get on the power and sort of shoot off. But it's the trade-off with trying to carry the speed through the corner as well, is that you're fighting it on exit. But don't be, because it's a late apex, get on the power, like, where are we getting on the power? Like here? So there was like, it wasn't full on, so that's where I'm starting to get on the power, right here. So in the middle of the corner, to be fair, and then it's not an immediate like full on 100% throttle, it's a little bit of a squirt of the throttle, and then full throttle out. Use the available track to you. Again, track limits is there, but you cannot invalidate your lap here unless you get on the gravel, in which case you've already lost the time, so it doesn't matter. Get yourself going through the motions here. Cut this next corner, nice and easy. You do not need to take the apex at this corner. I would recommend not taking the apex so that you're straighter for your next braking, the high speed braking. So we're not taking that, and your braking point is difficult for this one, but it's something you're going to have to just look for yourself a little bit. I'm going to try and help you. So for me, my reference is this inside curb on the right hand side, and when it disappears from my view, there's the end of your curb, and when it disappears from my view, that's when I brake. But it ends up being muscle memory. It's that, like, sort of where this curb ends or that bit there. That's going to be, it's going to become muscle memory. You're going to know what to do. But to start with, I'd recommend using these. So it's disappeared, getting on the brake. Now again, your turn in wants to be before the white line. So you see this white line here that's starting to appear. It's going to appear way too fast for you to look, like constantly look for it. It's going to be another muscle memory thing that you just need to build into yourself. Just do laps and laps and laps. If you're going over it, you're too late. So there's the turn in. Make sure you hit this apex. Power on exit. And your braking point here is the white line, and then brake in a straight line. There you go. So we'll do that in one big chunk. Hit that apex, miss this next one, power brake when the curb disappears, turn in, power on, brake in a straight line. So you want to get for this last corner, of this high speed bit, power. You want to get your car aiming towards the corner before you brake, so that when you do brake, you brake in a straight line. Does that make sense? So I don't want you to be going straight line here and then brake and then turn, because you're just going to miss the inside of this corner, and you'll lose easily like 2/10 just by missing this apex here in the slow bit. You'll lose 2/10. So your car's already the car's already pointing towards the corner. I can now brake in a straight line and drag that speed off. And once I know I've dragged the speed off, I can get the car turned in on the apex, power on. Now this bit you can take flat. We're going to use this this green curb. Once you get onto the green curb, you're then going to turn in. So don't turn in as you meet it. Turn in just after you've gone past it. So just gone past it, turn in. Be careful if you track limits. Again, track limits is here. So you want to make sure that you want to take the shortest way through the corner, but don't invalidate your lap. If you get your right wheels onto here, it's going to bounce you out over here anyway, and you're going to have a bad time. So again, this track requires lots and lots of practice. This is a very complex track for how flat it is, so I recommend putting a lot of practice into this one. But you can take it flat, then come back into the track because the curb disappears, and then you're going to move yourself back over, and then brake when this curb starts. So this little triangle here, when you get to this point, brake. Brake and then turn in, and you want to get your left wheels onto these sausages, and then you can power on at the apex as well. So there's the apex, we're in the middle of it now, power out in third gear. Be careful of track limits. Again, these are your track limits, and run it out to the finish line. So yeah, I hope that helps. So for your pit entry, you're going to brake on this white line, and then maximise the track on the inside. It's a double part of this pit lane. So you're going to brake here to get yourself turned in, then accelerate again, and then brake. And then once you meet the stairs on this left hand side, just accelerate until you meet the stairs and then brake, and then throw your pit limiter on. So there's the stairs, brake in, pit limiter on. Wonderful. So yeah, I hope you learned something today. Hope you appreciate the track guides. If you do, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know how you get on with Misano. And yeah, really hope you've learned something today. I'm going to play the whole lap for you now, just so you can see it all in one foul swoop. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much. Cheers.